morning.
Good morning.
How are you feeling?
Um, I'm hanging in there. I'm doing what I can.
Yeah.
So yeah, I uh I don't even like know where to start. So this is a thing that I've challenged myself to do because I have always hidden my pain. I don't like people to see me in pain. I don't want them to know that I'm in pain. If I ever get caught in pain, even like my best friends, they'll be like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I'll just like
Yeah, I'm good.
run the other direction. I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine." So, I had surgery yesterday. I mean, it wasn't like open surgery. It wasn't like a big thing, but it was very painful and I can't take any medication. And so I'm just kind of here,
Yeah.
trying to get through it.
So we'll
Yeah,
make it short and sweet so you can go lay down.
yeah. And for those of you who don't know, I have endometriosis. I've had it my whole life and I've had several surgeries for it. And as a result, I have scar tissue. And we just recently found out, actually yesterday, that the scar tissue had pulled my bowel up to my abdominal wall and was like stuck and twisted. So they went ahead and untwisted that and pulled it away from the abdominal wall. And it's very painful. And I can't take medication because they also took biopsies. And so I guess they're afraid of it bleeding if I take meds. And I really don't like meds anyway, but oh man, they would be nice to help me sleep and relax because I'm just fully alert and fully focused on what's happening.
On the page.
Yeah. And like I haven't been able to eat very much because whenever I eat, it like puts pressure on my bowel and then it just where it's already inflamed and irritated, it just makes it worse. And so it sucks because like all I'm thinking about is food. I'm so hungry. But yeah.
What about drink? Can you drink?
Yeah, I can drink, and it's actually really funny because my coffee for the day is daily rise. I don't know if you can see it. The sun's coming in pretty hot right now. There we go. So when I went into the procedure yesterday, so you have to do a bowel prep the day before, so you can't have anything to eat, and you're just basically taking laxatives all day. I know you guys are just really happy about what you tuned in for today.
Today we're going to talk about poop.
Everybody does it. But so I had a migraine the day before from like just probably the stress of everything because I had to get a COVID test too. By the way, I'm actually negative.
Well, that's good. That's good news.
Yeah, but I think that the swab irritated my sinus and I got a migraine on this side,
Oh,
which normally when I get them they're on this side.
because they go pretty high, right?
Oh, that was
Super
it's like
invasive.
behind your eye and like the back of your throat. It's a really weird feeling. It's not like terribly painful, but it makes your eyes water and like you scrunch up your face because that's like your natural reaction and they're like, don't scrunch your face. And so you're like, and I swear they're going like this, like very aggressively. So you're just like, can it be done yet? Um, yeah, so anyway, so I hadn't had anything to eat and I was feeling super nauseous and like it was just one of the toughest preps I've ever done. And I told Taylor on the way in, I was like, when I get done, can you bring me mountain donuts and a oat milk latte? So that was my treat for yesterday. But then the problem was like I couldn't drink it because it was making me nauseous yesterday. So I put it in the fridge and I saved it for today and I'm gonna try to drink it now. So
I
that's
like
where we're
it.
at.
What is it?
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
It's an oat milk latte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So oh my gosh, I have to just tell you how uncomfortable this is for me because I really don't like people seeing me in pain and I feel really weird, but I'm going with it.
You gotta
So because
grin and bear it, literally.
yeah, I feel like I've hidden it so much for all my life because like first doctors tell you, well, we don't see any reason for you to be in pain because you can't see endometriosis.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like developed this mentality that like, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just
Oh
being
my
a
goodness.
baby. So I think that's what it is. I do try to hide it. Like
Yeah.
Taylor is probably the only person that I let just see it, because like and I don't know, maybe just because I can't hide it from him because I live with him, but like
I
I
don't know,
trust
maybe
him
your
too.
husband.
Yeah.
So
But
with that being said, oh, by the way, I'm just drinking a boring old, oh, you can't even see it,
your invisible coffees. I love it.
coffee. And I do have a little message on the bottom. This is my Moxie Blankets coffee mug. But you can't, it disappears with this
What
screen.
does it say?
It just says our um, tagline, cuddle up. Yeah.
Oh, cute.
You drink it and then it says like cuddle up on the bottom. So
Cute.
but
I like it.
so tying that in, how does this affect your business? I mean,
Oh
because
my gosh.
when you're a small operation like we are, when we're sick, it like nobody gives a shit because they still want their orders, they still want their stuff. So what do you do?
I have had to innovate in that respect very early on over the years. And I think it really comes down to systems. If you have developed systems in place that you can hand off to somebody, that you can basically just plug them in and they can kind of handle things. I mean, it still does take some work on your part. But I've, for as much as I have had to take off work over the past 2 years, especially, I think I honestly probably only work part-time because that's how much it affects me.
Yeah.
Another complication from that was I lost my bladder function, so I have to self-cath, and as a result, I get a lot of infections, and I think I actually might have one right now, but just it's fine. But can I just interject here really quick and say how awesome my hair looks? This is like post-op day 3 hair, and I'm like, what? You decide to look good when I'm like, I don't
When
know.
I'm not going out. Don't you
It's
have
been in
days when nobody sees them?
it's been in a ponytail for like 2 days straight, and I just took it out this morning, and it looks like this, and I'm like,
I like it.
cool.
Run with it. Run.
Thanks.
Run
Thanks
as
for
fast as
giving me that. I've got all these lovely little blemishes on my face because of, stress. And so, yes, guys, I own a skincare company and I still get blemishes. Like, it's called being human. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I think the innovation, I mean, I have an amazing team. My team is very small. My team is like 2 people. But yeah, but
That's how we are. I have my assistant
yeah.
and I have Keisha, my daughter,
Mhm.
who's almost 16, and she helps out, and that's it. So we are
Yeah.
operations.
It's a requirement when I hire people that they need to be self-motivated and they need to be able to work on their own without me being there, because I don't have time to babysit. Like, I am not in this to babysit. I need people who are driven and who can get shit done without me having to tell them. And that's been a challenge to find people like that. But when you do, oh my gosh, it's wonderful. Like, you just hold on to them. Don't ever let them go. But yeah, so Andrea's basically running the show while I'm gone. She's I've got everything pretty well set up that I can manage it from home. On these days where I've like had procedures and need to fully check out, I set up an autoresponder. I'm very, very clear in my communications, and I say, if you have any questions or have a shipping question, reach out to Andrea. Here's her email, and then she can respond to those people. So that's all really good because I can step away and know that my business will continue to function regardless. Now, if she gets sick or something happens to her, then we're completely screwed. Actually, no, Taylor would go over and handle it. But you know what I mean? It's like this order of operations, and it's kind of like where, like, I know that I can remove myself and it'll still function, and that Taylor will step in and help if he needs to.
Right.
Like, and Taylor's mom is so cute. She always messages me. She's like, if there's anything I can do to help. So like, I know I have people I can call on, but I like knowing that I have people in place that are able to handle it in my absence.
Yeah, it's all about that that support system that you have to have in place. That's the same thing. Like my daughter can 100% fully do any of like the fulfillment stuff. Now, could I say, hey, go create some Facebook ads? Probably not.
Yeah.
um,
Exactly. Like that's the stuff that kind of has to go on hold, right? Because only we
yeah,
can do that.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as fulfillment, she can check all the orders, she can pack all the orders, she can get the labels ready. She can get them to the post, or whatever needs to happen that way. But it really, and same with, well, I'm so sad because my assistant is graduating from college, and so he is moving on to greener pastures. So
Aw.
I'm a little bit sad, but so excited for him because he's stellar. He is amazing, and he will do great things. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
really excited to see where his path goes. But I'm definitely sad to lose him.
Yeah.
But you know what? And that's another thing with business, is never let your employees make themselves indispensable.
Right.
Never
It's so
count on them
true.
too much, because you know what? They're probably going to leave at some point, and rightfully so, because you don't ever want to hold anybody back. That's crappy. So I hope that, Tanner, when you watch this, I hope that I gave you the tools that you need to go out and just do amazing things. I mean, I know you will regardless, but I hope that I at least was able to help give you at least a few golden nuggets in your
Yeah.
journey.
That's awesome. Uh,
But it's,
yeah.
again, that support system, just making sure that you have good people in place. You gotta have the right people in the right places on the right bus.
Hmm. And I mean, I shouldn't like paint this really rosy picture either because you made a good point about how the ads stop,
Yeah,
and that's really where it suffers the most is the marketing and the advertising and um, really I kind of always look at business as this giant wheel, right, that we're rolling. And once you get that ball rolling, you've got to keep up the momentum because if that wheel stops, then you have to start it again. It's like you're starting over. And that's really been my struggle is I get the wheel rolling and then it stops and then it goes again. And there's been times where I've had to have discussions with Taylor about, I don't know if we can sustain this. Like my business is 5 years old and it's healthy and it's sustainable, but my lack of effort putting into it has hurt it. And so it's become this like constant discussion of do we keep going or do we cut our losses? And but on the flip side of that too is, if I gave up my business, I would have to get a job. Would
ugh,
I be
sounds
employable?
horrible.
Like, I mean, I don't even know if I'm employable at this point because of how much time I take off work. I'd probably get fired. So it's kind of like I've gotten myself stuck in this thing. And don't get me wrong, like I love what I do and I want to keep doing it as long as I possibly can. But these are the realistic conversations that we have. And I think that every business owner does, because you're always constantly analyzing like,
Absolutely.
is this viable? Is it going to be good? Should I, you're always kind of like weighing that balance. And so that's been a concern too. But
I think
yeah,
that's where you have to bring in your creativity and how
yeah.
innovative can you be. Like we had this conversation. I bring a lot of ideas off of my daughter, and she's super creative, and we were talking about, okay, well, our sales haven't been like, we were on this amazing trajectory before COVID hit, and then we've just been really up and down. And so Moxie Agency has been hit extremely hard through this. Moxie Blankets has to take a breath.
You're good. I just kind of had to like keep going.
But what can we do that is totally out of the box for us, and out of
Hmm.
our realm? And so we put some ideas together, and I reached out to a couple colleagues and just said, hey, would you mind making some introductions for me? And Kristen, who I need to do something really nice for her, because she made some introductions for me to some companies, and it's been going really well on just some different, and I don't want to say anything quite yet. But just different companies that we can work with. And so I'm really, really excited for that. You know, and again, you know, Kristen, she by no means works for me or with me or you know, anything like that. She is, she's a colleague, but even having her, that connection and her in my corner, will be huge for my company. And that, I mean, I'm tying that back into just having the right people in your corner, is crucial for your business.
It really is. Yeah.
So thank you, Kristen.
Well, as much as I would love to keep going, I think we better wrap it up today.
That,
It's hard to sit and like hold myself up like this. I'm getting really tired. And the sun's coming out and like blinding me now, so I don't even know if you can see my face anymore.
It keeps getting really dark behind you, and then it will lighten up. We've got nothing but rain over here. It is.
Yeah, it's the sun's peeking out behind a cloud. So anyway, yeah, I'm really glad that I still did this. I thought about calling it off, but I just really feel like I feel like
nice to talk through it.
Yeah, and people need to see it. So anybody else out there who's struggling with endometriosis or any kind of pain just knows that you're not alone, you know, and it sucks. It super sucks. And our society has conditioned us to think that pain is weakness. And dude, I don't think so. I think pain makes you so freaking strong. I almost said the F word, but I think my mom watches these, so I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah. We'll refrain from.
But it does. I think pain makes you stronger, and I think that I love how your bun keeps disappearing.
I know I keep losing.
So cheers, everybody.
Thank you. Oh, you can't even see the cuddle up on the bottom. Dang it. Oh well. Well, thank you.
Yeah. And have a great weekend, and don't forget to caffeinate
and hydrate.
All right. Bye.
Bye.